Oh, good. Thank you. What time is it at yours? Or is it almost
Uh,
evening?
4:30.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's morning.
So afternoon. Yeah. It's morning. Hey, for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not that early. It's 8:30, so it's not too bad.
You normally get up really early.
Try to. Don't really
Yeah.
manage most of times, but yeah. What about you guys? Do you like
Yeah.
early birds or?
Yeah, because of work. Because work, we work in a bakery, so we get up at like
Oh,
2 a.m., 3 a.m., sometimes 4 a.m. because of our shifts rotate between a 3 a.m. start or a like 5 a.m. start. So yeah, we're either up at 2 or up at 4. It's a killer.
I
It's a
don't miss
killer.
the reality jobs. Do not miss them.
No, it's definitely looking forward to eventually not having to do it. That's for sure.
Finger crossed. It's like quite early. When are you guys leaving for Japan?
Soon. 3
3
weeks. Well, like I guess
Nice.
theoretically 4 because 27th. So looking forward to that too.
Yes, it'll be very nice to have a holiday.
Yes, very
How long
exactly a year since we last went. So
We're going for 6 weeks.
Oh, nice.
yeah, and then we
Sounds good.
will be going to South Korea, Vietnam, and Bali. So
Oh, nice. So you're doing like a whole tour. Oh, sounds
Yeah.
good.
yeah. So looking forward to that, and then hopefully, because we were thinking about going to Europe, but we were like, if we go to Europe, we're thinking about rather like stay for a longer period of time, whether it's like anywhere between 3 to 6 months or even longer. So it's just kind of like, let's just do a little trip now. Because last time when we went to Japan last year, we were gone for 4 weeks. So we're going a little bit longer this time, which is nice. And then kind of prepare us, I guess, for a big Europe in the following year.
Nice. Well, looking forward to have you in Europe.
Yeah,
Hopefully we get to meet in face to face.
Yes.
it costs like so much to get from Australia to Europe, so that's why it's like if you're only going on like a 2-week holiday, it's not worthwhile
it because like we got our tickets for 300 to Japan or like 350, I think. And then
that's good.
the minimum ticket to get anywhere in Europe is like
one way over $1,000.
Yeah, it's like 1,300. If you're lucky, you can find like a $900 ticket, but it's like 30 hours. You're like taking like 2 different stop layovers, and it's like taking the longest way possible there. So it's just like, nah, don't want to bother with that.
Yeah, it's like for us coming over your way, it's like $1,000, and you're like, yeah, maybe one day, not right now.
Have you been to like Japan at all?
No, I wish. No, the only thing I've done overseas was New York. That was where everything ended for now.
Yeah.
What about you guys? You've been to?
Only Japan. So that's why we're excited to do a few more countries this time.
Nice.
Yeah, we're only stopping in Japan for 5 days because we were sick when we first went. Because it was really hot in Australia, and we went in like peak winter, so it was like snowing and stuff. And I think the first 2 days we like didn't really anticipate how cold it was actually going to be. And so when we kind of got there, and then within the first 24 hours, we kind of went out, and then it started pouring down rain, and we were so far. We were barely like no jumpers on, no triple layers. So I think it just had a massive like rush of the cold weather hit us. And then, the next morning woke up sick, and then we were sick for the whole time we were in like Tokyo. So that's why we kind of want to go back now and kind of sightsee a bit that we missed.
Oh, that's such a shame because like you never realize it's like literally a different season, and you're like quite close to Japan. It's not like
So that's what we're excited about this time too, because I'm pretty sure what is it meant to be? Spring.
Yeah.
So it'll be exciting to kind of see something completely different. What was New York like?
It was nice. When did we go? It was like September, so it wasn't like far too cold. It wasn't like winter yet. Yeah, it was nice. We went for like a week, I think. Totally jet lagged for like 3 days because it was like, at least for me, it was my first time overseas, and I was like not into it. But it was really nice. It was good. Surely something to see again and probably stay longer there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm intrigued to ask you, did you think that all the people in New York were like rude? it's always a really big stereotype. So I always find it interesting to hear other people's opinion that aren't from America and go to New York, because even Americans will say New York's so rude.
I didn't find them that rude, to be honest, but like probably like I lived in London for like 7 years, so like sometimes you do find a rude person everywhere. And like after living in Italy, where like it's like a totally different thing. Not that everyone is rude, I'm not saying that, but it's like you just to say. But like no, I didn't find them that rude, to be honest.
That's
I
good.
find it's like something that moves like so fast. But then after living in London, you're like kind of used to like people going to work, everyone is in a rush. It's not like you see a big difference between that and there.
Yeah, I guess that would be true too. From like my uncle lived in London for a bit, and yeah, it's very common to hear how busy it is. So I guess that would be very similar to New York. So yeah, like you're saying, wouldn't be really anything different. Where it'd be a bit of a surprise for us because like it's busy here, but like nothing compared to like what you see of like America and London and that. So
where are you guys based in Australia?
Melbourne. We just moved down about like, which is funny, about a year ago. So it was really nice to kind of that full circle moment. Like we're leaving practically a year to go overseas from when we first moved to Melbourne. So I guess it was just like a cute little thing that ended up kind of working out in that way. So it's been nice.
What was your favorite thing about living in London?
So I guess that like you can go anywhere, like you just take a bus. Like in comparison to here, where I live in like a small village, there's like barely in comparison any transportation. You just have to go by car. Then like you just jump on a bus, on the tube, on wherever. Like you can go anywhere in a matter of like hours. I mean, like I used to live in Camden, so like to get to the city center, it was like not even like 25 minutes by bus. And like, it's that kind of thing where you have like a day off, or I'll go to a museum, I'll go here, I'll go there. Here it's more like, oh, I have to plan in advance. I have to get a car. I have to get either like someone to take you or like share a car with someone to go somewhere. It's not the same, but you kind of get used to it.
Yeah, that's similar to here, kind of like
because where we lived before we moved to Melbourne, there was like no public transport. There was like one bus that would take you places, but you had to drive everywhere. So that's like what's so cool about Melbourne is you can just catch a tram or a train anywhere.
But even then, it's like it's still not necessarily convenient. Like that was what was really cool about like going to Japan, like their tram lines and like like their bullet trains and that are just like so like everything's on time. Like it's not even like sometimes you can like a tram here will run late or there'll be some issue and if things will get delayed, but it's like every 5 minutes in Japan you will expect a tram to show up. If there's a 2-minute time, you got to get on or you got to get off, and then it's doors are shut and it's going. So it's like really good in that way that we found it really simple to kind of like get around everywhere, which is really nice.
I mean, that's amazing. At least coming from a not so very efficient transportation like system, you're like, wow, it does exist somewhere.
Yeah, it's really just like, it's like, why are some countries like not keeping up with convenience in like the most important way?
Yeah.
Well, we'll kind of get into the first question. So if anyone who doesn't know, you're a content creator, a UGC creator, a content strategist, and we just kind of wanted to know about like your journey, what kind of brought you to where you are right now and who you are sitting in this seat talking to us, and kind of just share your ups and downs, or I guess like what led you to where you are, like your whole, I guess like summarize your life journey, I guess, in some retrospect.
So I was, let me know if it's like too far beyond, because like I was born in Italy, like in Rome, and then like I lived most of my childhood and teenagehood in like north of Italy, and then I moved to London like just after I finished high school, because my sisters were already living there, and kind of went there like expecting, I'll take a gap year and then I'll get into uni. Never happened, because like I got into a job that was kind of soul sucking at the end of the day. It was I got like not a huge career, but I made like a career out of it. but it was not something I loved. I was working behind a cheese and charcuterie counter from someone that hated cheese most of her life. So it was kind of like very ironic. And like from there, I got into being a barista, which was better, much better than what I was doing before, but like still not something I really loved. I kind of missed doing something more creative, as I used to be more creative when I was younger, drawing, painting, and like I did art school when I was in high school. I did art, and so like I kind of missed that link between what I was doing and what was my reality, like work-wise. And then I started kind of like get back into writing, and COVID hit. So took kind of the time that we were home just to like get back into blogging with my sisters. And then from there, we kind of got like all together, we kind of got into like content creation. But it was very different like back then to what it is now. Like we didn't take it as seriously as we are doing it now. It was just like, you know, your little side hustle, your creative way of doing something. And then just kind of decided to move back because, you know, it takes a lot of time. It's like the effort that people do not realize that goes into creating and like being like, you guys know, like after you come back from like such a long shift or like early mornings, and sometimes you're just like, unless there's discipline, you're not into going there and be like, oh, let me go film. And you're like, no, I just want to sleep. I just want to like relax, do nothing. So we got back home like, when was it, like almost 3 years ago? And yeah, we were like very lucky that like our parents were like fine for us to come back and be like, oh, you know, you can just take it from there and go all in with it. But yeah, there's been a lot of ups and downs. Like you realize that when you're going full time, you expect, oh, like things are gonna click, and they don't like really click as fast as you want them to. And there's a lot of like, at least I'm a chronic overthinker and stuff, and you're always like, what if this doesn't go well, or you know, kind of the usual stuff. And like I think mindset did kind of like stop me from doing a lot of stuff. And I think last year, what was it, like, yeah, last year I started doing UGC. I never thought I would do like a job in front of a camera, like at all. I'm like, I'm a huge introvert. I need my spaces. And I was like, no, I would never do it. I actually proposed it to my sister. I was like, you know what, you can do it. And then I kind of ended up doing it. It was a huge boost for my confidence because I never thought I would manage. But yeah, there's been like a lot of ups and downs. Like the market here in Italy is very different from what you find like in the States and stuff. And when I started, I kind of got into like, you know, all these coaches and stuff are all based like overseas. So I was like, okay, you just follow a strategy that works for someone. That does not mean that works for yourself. Yeah, kind of like in a bit of a moment where I'm like reassessing everything right now, just to see where this is going. And yeah, kind of like that's where I am right now.
Yeah, I think it's really fascinating. Well, firstly, actually, I just want to say, were you saying that your sister is also doing content creation?
Yeah, one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So are they doing UGC as well at the moment, or are they just doing like other types of content creation?
No, she started doing like an Instagram on like American food, but in Italian. Which like here you do find a lot of people that are like kind of like into American food, but like not as many chef recipes and stuff.
I think it's really cool that
so it's more on that side.
Yeah. I just think it's really cool that you kind of was able to do it with someone. Like, I think that's something that we've like really enjoyed, is like, we've been able to kind of experience it all together and kind of, you know, have someone to, you know, lean off of or kind of share experiences with, even though I guess it's a little bit different because you're both two individuals with two different accounts and we have the one account, but it is still nice to kind of have that support where, you know, I'm sure there's some people out there that, you know, they don't have anyone in their like proximity, because outside of us, we don't know anyone in their proximity who's like doing like content creation or UGC and that. So that's really nice that I guess you kind of got to experience that together with your sibling.
Do you guys ever help each other with content?
A lot. Like we also have like a food blog we share together. So we usually do like a lot of filming together. Not much for UGC because I guess that's like, not that you don't need help, but I guess it's more of a like a thing that I managed to do on my own. But I usually like, yeah, we do a lot of like food filming together.
Is the blog something that you kind of, I guess, maybe want to prioritize, or is there any expectations where that could possibly go, or is that just something that's like a bit of a hobby on the side from what you're kind of doing at the moment with what, like working with brands and that?
It was actually the reason why we came back in the first place. So we had two at the time we came back, and right now we are concentrating on one of them because like having other projects on the side, like both of us, it's kind of difficult to like put everything together and have everything at the same time. But yeah, we are concentrating more on one of them, which is like all about like Italy basically. And we are kind of niching down more into food, which is basically like our bread and butter, instead of being like, you know, travel and stuff yet. But we do not travel that much yet. So we're like probably just trying to do more like into what we know and we do every day.
Yeah. I think that's important. It's like, I think to me that's a really good example of, I guess, like the right way to niche down. I think there's like lots of confusion and different ways you should niche down, but by the sounds of it, like what you're saying with how you kind of worked out the food situation, I think it's more kind of niche down in a way that is a part of your everyday life. And I think sometimes you kind of go, let me go big, or let me go like something really interesting, and then you're coming up with different interests that you like, but it doesn't always apply to your day to day, especially like for us when like, you know, we work like full time in that, and like, you know, it's hard. You come home from work, and especially with the hours that we're doing, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, we just want to sleep. But it's like, no, we got to try and get some routine in here, then try and have a little bit of a nap. And I think trying to create content or niching down within your day to day is like probably the best advice.
And I guess you kind of just answered this one, but was content creation always something you knew you wanted to pursue, or you kind of just ended up finding it along the way?
Kind of ended up finding it along the way because I never thought I would like. I always used to be like the one behind the camera, and when we were going like into school trips and stuff, like, you know, taking pictures, even if they were completely horrible, like looking back at it, but you're like, you start somewhere. And yeah, I was always like behind the camera, just like taking picture to like, you know, keep that moment alive even after. But no, I never thought I would get into content creation. Like I had like my creative side, but I kind of fell into it after like, I guess, like writing for the blog and stuff like this. I kind of fell into it, but no, it was not like the idea I had in the first place.
Do you feel like it's kind of, I guess now that you've done it for a while and that, do you feel like it's the perfect because as you said, like when you kind of grew up in that, you did a lot of like creativity things, like you did painting. And do you feel like content creation has kind of, I guess, not filled a void, but kind of is a really good way for you to express that creativity? Or is there, or maybe is it cooking? Because you do, like you say, you do the food blog and you enjoy cooking. And I guess you're blending them together. But how have you found content creation kind of has fulfilled that creativity for you?
I think it's like that kind of well, not much of an activity, but it's like the kind of thing that sums everything together. Because you're like, you can be like multi-passionate about a lot of stuff, but it's like a bit difficult, I guess, in this society to be like, oh, you know, I do this and that. And I think content creation is like the perfect sum of like kind of like everything you like, and it gives you like different aspect of creativity all in one kind of like, yeah, all in one job.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and I think that like content creation has been like amazing for food and cooking, because it's like such a good way to get things out there. And that's like personally one of my favorite types of content is I'm always like saving food content, whether it's like they're just showing you what they've made, or it's like recipes and DIYs. I just love food content.
It's very like satisfying.
Yeah.
I don't really
Do
think
you guys like no, go on, sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say I don't think there's anything quite like food content. I don't think there's nothing I can think of that really satisfies you or looks satisfying the way like good food does. It's just funny, I guess, because we want to eat. So
yeah, and it's the one thing that kind of brings everyone together as well. We've all got to eat.
What were you gonna say?
Do you guys like cooking, and or are you more like going out to eat food?
I love cooking and I love the idea of cooking, but sometimes I'm just really lazy, and that's like one thing that I want to change like this year is cook more, because I love food. I'm really passionate about food, so I want to get better at cooking.
And I'm like not that good at cooking.
Amazing.
I don't know. I think I used to eat the same food all the time, so I got kind of sick of kind of cooking a bit because I was kind of making the same thing over and over again. But I think there's been a few times where like we've cooked together and cooked like something, and like that what's so funny, because I had like kind of really got over, like I said, cooking, and like our first date together, actually, we ended up cooking tacos, and it was just like so. It was just it was just like so out of the box for me, and it was just like such a fun experience. And so I think I like the idea of cooking. I think maybe we're in a share house at the moment, because it was like kind of the only way we could get down to Melbourne. So it's a bit hard to kind of find the time, and with our schedule and that, to kind of, I guess, like really make fun food. But I think that's probably something that we'd like to explore more when we are able to have our own place.
Yeah, and I really want to make, like, one thing I want to teach myself to make is pastries. I really want to be able to make like pastries from scratch. I love watching like how they make croissants, and like it's just it looks so good to me.
So satisfying, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming one of them would be cooking, but what are 3 daily non-negotiables that, like, no matter what, you got to make sure you do? Cooking doesn't have to be one of them, but
I usually start my day with taking my dog out. We don't like really go for long walks because she's like one of the most anxious thing I've ever had. But but yeah, like I'll walk with her, and what else? I started doing like every morning, like a morning smoothie, which was very surprising to me because I can't keep with stuff at all. And like reading at night, I can never manage to go to sleep if I don't read. It's like literally my kind of like my must-have during my night routine.
I think reading's good. Reading, I think that's something that like I would like us. Well, I like reading manga, but because I have like all my books, but they're not here because we weren't able to bring them with us to some, and because of where we are, I haven't like really brought any more. But I think that's something, again, I think that we do, and you enjoy reading too. And I think it really sets your mind right. Like I think it's like a really good wind down, because
you
like
can just escape. You can just put your life on pause for a second and just go into another world, and it's really, really nice.
And then you're not like getting all the bright lights that are like waking you up or like irritating your sleep, and you're in a fantasy or whatever book you may be reading, and then I think it's just such a great transition to sleep.
Yeah, and also I just wanted to say your dog is so cute. I saw a photo
on
your
you
About Me post. What is the breed name?
She's a whippet, so oh gosh. Yeah, I kind of got it when I got back home like 3 years ago almost. And like I was like, oh, because I'm a very anxious person and stuff, and she's gonna help and here and there. She actually came around to have more anxiety than me. But I guess we are a good couple on that side.
Yeah, they're so cute. We really want one, actually. There's lots in Melbourne, whereas when we lived on the Gold Coast, there wasn't. But since living in Melbourne, we see that breed of dog everywhere. And I know it's not the same, but there's heaps of greyhounds here too, which to me kind of just look like bigger versions.
They've been everywhere. Like,
that's right.
It's been so funny. You never ever see a greyhound. Like I'm back on like the Gold Coast area, and yeah, it's like where we're maybe it's just where we're like living at the moment. But as soon as you like leave the house and you start driving to like work or to the coffee shop, whatever, it's like a greyhound left, right, and center. It's really interesting.
So you described yourself as an introvert. Do you think that's impacted your content journey?
I guess on one side, yes, on one side, no. Like on one side, I'm like, I don't think I would ever manage to do like in-person collabs, but I guess it's like all in your mind being like, oh, I don't deal well with like crowds and stuff. But on the other side, I think it also gives you kind of like, not a superpower, but like a power more on being like, you do notice like different things than I guess other people, because you spend more time being kind of like not silent in a bad way that you're like just taking it, but you get to observe more. I guess.
I think that's important. I think observing is it's like that attention to detail that you can maybe get that someone else who like is not as observant would kind of miss, and I guess it can help create like that perfect shot or like whatever the shot list may be, because you can just notice those finer details.
I definitely agree. I think it's a superpower. You have like these special goggles on that you see things that not everybody sees.
If you have to give up all your hobbies, which is one that you'd probably have to keep?
I guess writing. I think it was the thing that I kept doing for the longest time, because I'm someone that it's very much like, I get into a hobby, I get everything, because like I don't start unless I have every material and thing on earth that it's like related to it, and then I get very easily bored by stuff. But like I think writing was the only thing that I started doing when I was younger, and I kept doing like throughout like my whole life, basically.
Would you ever want to publish a book?
Oh, absolutely. Would love to. It's just like publishing is like such a competitive thing to get into. And like when you think like your idea, it's like amazing and stuff. And then you get quickly like get brought back to earth being like, it's not that special. Everyone, like someone else already thought about it. But I guess it's like very competitive. But yeah, I mean, as like an end game, it would be great to have something published.
It's interesting that you say that, because I was listening to a podcast a few weeks back, and he's someone famous within like a business, and one of the things he said, every business person should do is like publish a book. And I thought that was really fascinating, because I at one point in time I had also thought about like writing a little book, and a similar thing. I was kind of like, oh, someone's probably already done this, or how am I meant to make like so many different like chapters or pages? Like I'm going to end up writing like a 10-page book and call it a pamphlet. So, but hearing him kind of say that, I was just really like, that is a really cool goal to kind of have it. Like, it makes sense, because I think it reflects, we share our unique journey through content creation. And, that's the whole aspect of having your personal brand and what makes you stand out compared to anybody else. And I guess that same principle can apply in like publishing a book. So I just think it's really cool.
Yeah. And also like, even like two authors could write the same story, but they're not going to write it the same way. And I think that's also what makes writing so special, is your tone and how you bring your personality to your writing. Even if, you're writing about your characters, there still has like the author in it.
Yeah.
So if you ever do decide to publish a book, just know that we will definitely buy it. So you do have some readers.
Yeah.
And I guess that's,
I'll read your pamphlet and I'll read whatever you are gonna write. I don't always support. No, you're completely right. It's like you're putting in your perspective. So it might be, as you said, the same idea, but it's still gonna be like completely different because you see it differently.
Yeah, and I guess it's like also what's so good about like the online space is how many sites there are now too, where people can publish their work that maybe they're not ready to enter such a competitive market. But like websites like Substack and stuff like that, I think they're really, really cool. where you can like release a chapter at a time or something.
Mm-hmm.
What's your
That's such a great idea. No.
Yeah. I remember like when I used to when I was like in high school and I had Wattpad, I was obsessed with it. When I would wait for the authors, I'd wait for the authors to release the new chapters. It was like better than watching TV shows. It's so good. I actually want to re-sign back into Wattpad. I miss Wattpad. What is your favorite cuisine and why?
I think like Asian, but like more in general, simply because I haven't like explored as much as I would want to. But like when I was living in London, like every payday we went to like this Taiwanese place, and like it was kind of like on the expensive side, so it was like a monthly treat, but it was like the best thing ever. Like, you know, you eat baos, you had like fried chicken, and they had like, I don't know, like all this stuff that you're like, I have to go and visit. So like for at that point it was like kind of like a little trip that you took like every month, which was nice. And like I guess like Asian food in general, because I love like, I don't know, like to explore, like it's so different from what we are used to like eat every day. Like when I was younger, like in Italy, there wasn't that much that you could like really explore in terms of food. It was like, yes, it's Italian cuisine. That's where it ended. I mean, it got better in time, and you can find like other places, but I think London was like the perfect city to find like different culture, different food, and get to like try a bit of everything.
It's interesting hearing you say that, because that's what's funny about Australia, I guess, too, where we're really blessed in that way that we do have so many options because of it being such a multicultural like country. And that's was really also, I guess, a bit eye-opening about going to Japan, was the whole misconception. And after going, I've heard that it's really common for a lot of Australians who go to Japan, is that the sushi that they have over there is not like the sushi that they have here. Like all their sushi is like raw. Like it's so funny. We spent like for even something as simple as, we love like chicken katsu curry, and it took us, I think, like halfway through our trip to find like a chain that sold it. But anywhere else that you'd want to go to try and that had curries, it's all pork. So it's really fascinating, I guess, to see, or like you said, like be somewhere like London or like we are here, where you get that versatility to try different types of cuisines. On the note of food, if you could only eat the 3 same meals every day, what would you have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? It's a hard one.
To be honest, like breakfast, I would say like cinnamon rolls. I can eat anything cinnamon rolls. I'm like obsessed.
That's a good
I don't know
choice.
why, but it's like kind of like soft, the icing. I'm like, yes, please. I used to hate cinnamon so much, and then like I kind of like fell in love with it, and I was like, what was I doing before? I guess lunch, like something more like, I guess, more Italian. I've been obsessed with lasagna since I was like a kid. It was kind of like the dish that like you got not that often, but like that you got like probably on special occasions. So I guess it made it always like even sweeter. Dinner, I would go like with noodles, just because like even pre-packed noodles, I'm not gonna like be like a fancy person. Like I just love them. It's like so quick, and you get like that comfort food that like you need after like a long day. There's something like warm that you're like, oh, you know, this really hit the spot without being too overcomplicated.
That's like probably like the most valid answer I could have given. That was like, I couldn't agree more. Like, like are those 2-minute noodles for dinner? Like, oh, like nothing beats them. And
they're so like, it's literally just coming in like a cardboard box or a plastic packet,
so
2 minutes
tasty
in the microwave, but they taste so good every time.
Perfect.
And even with the lasagna, and it's so funny what you were hearing, what you're saying, because it's like, even when I think about when I had lasagna, it was the same thing. You never got it all the time, but it's like when you got it, it like never disappointed. So it's like that one weird food that I guess like you don't always eat all the time, but then when you do, it tastes good. So I wonder if eating it every day would actually probably make it not taste good.
I guess that's like anything. It takes away like the special aspect of it. I remember the first time I made like homemade cinnamon scrolls, it changed my life. Like they're so good. They're like a little bit crunchy on the outside, soft, like gooey. And yeah, cinnamon's one of those things where it's just so good. It's so versatile. There's nothing comes close to the flavor of cinnamon either. So once you introduce it, it stays.
Didn't we make it with like try to do like fancy like apple crumble?
Yeah, we tried to make the recipe we were using. You made like a crumb, and it was on the top of the cinnamon scrolls, and it was just
that was nice.
Oh, that sounds perfect. What would be yours? Like your perfect, I guess, like one of them, like I don't know, even dinner, lunch, or breakfast.
I have my when I was a kid, my mum would make me this potato salad, and for some reason, like it sounds so plain, but it's just stuck with me. She would put green apple in it, so it'd be like mayonnaise, egg, green apple, potato, little bits of bacon. The green apple, like it just tastes so good. I could just eat it and eat it and eat it and eat it.
So would that be breakfast or then up lunch? I guess lunch.
I could literally eat that for 3 meals of the day.
I respect.
But she's right.
Yeah, I'd have it for like lunch. And then I really like waffles, so maybe waffles for breakfast. And then I don't know, for dinner.
You like 2-minute noodles? I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, or chicken katsu curry.
Yeah.
I do love that.
It's the spot.
Yeah.
I think I breakfast is a toss-up. It's either
pancakes. You love pancakes.
But then remember, I'll always forget because I can't eat them. English muffins. I love English muffins. So either like pancakes.
Classic, but it's good.
Yeah, English muffins with like jam. Oh, it's just like the best. Lunch. That's probably the hardest one. I'm not too sure. Dinner, I'd probably have like Korean fried chicken. That I love that. Lunch, I don't know. I guess that really depends because like would I want something like a bit lighter? I guess it depends if I have the pancakes or the muffins for breakfast. Or maybe I could do that. I'll have the pancakes for breakfast, the muffin for lunch, and then
for lunch.
Right. And then the Korean chicken for dinner.
Yeah, and then like hash browns. I love like hash browns as a side for anything.
Have the hash browns aside of the potato salad.
Yeah.
Perfect.
If you could live in any fictional world, what would it be and why?
This was like such a hard one because I'm like, there's like so many books I've read, and I'm like, but then like the first thing that came to mind was like, I would live in Animal Crossing. I would be like, absolutely.
I love Animal Crossing. I love Animal Crossing.
Yes, it's her favorite. That's
it's so like the kind of thing where like, yes, you do have to pay your like debt to Tom Nook and stuff, but like it's so nice. You're living like your cozy little village, and like you can fish, you can just like collect stuff, you can just grab fruits. Now you can have like vegetables and stuff, your own patch, and I'm like, what is there not to like? Like, you know, it rains very rarely, you go to the museum, you have everything in there. It's like perfect. You don't have to overthink it.
And then you don't even have to worry about like getting endangered.
Yeah, and it's so cute. Like, not to go on a rant about Animal Crossing, but I love how you have villages. It's just so fun. I love the whole villager aspect.
It's like, what's your favorite?
I like Pedro.
Who's Pedro? Is it the bear? No,
he's I believe he's a sheep, but he's dressed as a clown.
Okay. I just.
Is that the?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he's the best.
But there's so many, and there's so many I haven't actually even seen. But I've like I used to have a book where you could see all of them, and I've Googled them. There's so many. I love like a lot of the like the squirrel, or they're either squirrels or chipmunks, and I love the a lot of the cat villages. Who's your favorite?
Yeah, it's like I can never remember his name. Funny enough, because like one can never remember. It's either like a bird or like I can't remember his name.
I'm gonna have to start playing Animal Crossing
It's
now.
such a good game. People
We should.
I think people think it's boring, but it's like literally the opposite.
I like guess for me, my auntie played it, and then my cousins played it, and that was like all they would play and all they would talk about. And so like I think I just got like over drowned in it, and like I never actually participated. So I was just kind of like, oh, I'm sick of hearing it. I don't want to play it. But I've been convinced.
Oh, you should.
Yeah,
it's Admiral.
Oh yeah.
I like his design.
I don't know. It's always looks very angry. It's like just very sarcastic, and I'm like very like much like an introvert. And I was like, oh my lord, you are perfect.
And it's so good. They all have personalities and sayings. So it's really funny. I always would get I don't personally like the jock villages, and every time I would start a game, I would always get like 3 jock villages, and I'd have to try to get them to leave because I wanted to get villages I liked.
This time you recently restarted. Did you? Yeah. You didn't get any, did you?
Yes, I did. Oh, I got 2. I used to have like I had a DS, and I had the DS game, and now I've got the Switch. So I'm doing the New Horizons one, which is so cool. It's so cool now how you can like craft things. I think that's such a good upgrade. But yes, I unfortunately did get 2 jock villages, and I am trying to get them to leave.
Got to get them evicted.
Yeah.
Well, it's so funny that you were just talking about animals, because that kind of smooths perfectly into the next question, which is, if you could have any animal as a pet and it would be the size of a cat, what would you pick?
I would love to get a dinosaur.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I've been obsessed with dinosaurs since I was a kid. There was this cartoon that was like the land of
yes.
I was obsessed with
Thank you.
I know, I know which one. The best.
And I was like, you know what? Dinosaurs are so like underrated.
Yeah.
I love dinosaurs. That's why I still have this. I got this as like a kid, and it's come with me everywhere. It's like a T-Rex. Oh, it's mouse like a bridge. But it's like a T-Rex.
It's like, see, and like, it's kind of like something that you get as a kid, and then like you can then never leave. And I'm like, they look so cute. Like, then imagine them in the size of a cat and like bringing them around. That would be like, yeah, thank you.
Which dinosaur? Do you have a preference?
Oh, that's like such a. I have like that's kind of like a cousin to the T-Rex, which like has like very like short arms. It's called. I'm sorry, I'm like very bad with names.
It's okay. It's okay.
I can't remember. Basically, it's like just as like very short arms, and like my sister always used to laugh at me when I was running because I ran like that, and I'm like, that's the perfect dinosaur for me. I like Triceratops, or I don't know. I love like anything, to be honest. They look so cute.
Just any dinosaur.
Are they like? It's not like a Velociraptor where it's like a smaller T-Rex. My favorite dinosaur, I remember there was like, it was my favorite thing in primary school. Our school would teach us about dinosaurs for like a term or something. I love the Ankylosaurus. They've got like the boulder on the end of their tail.
Oh, that looks so cute.
So they would
like this.
They would hit things with the ends of their tail. Yeah. I just thought that was really cool.
That'd look adorable as a cat. You just imagine like a cat with little rocks
on the top of it. That would be so cute.
If you could add one completely unnecessary feature to your home, what would it be?
That's such a hard question, because you have like so many things that could be like deemed unnecessary. I think like I kind of like a reading room or things like this. Like I don't really have a space where I read, so it would be like, you know, those kind of like Pinterest thing you see like with the cozy like reading nook. maybe like even like a whole room where like it's like hidden behind something, and you're like it's your own little space.
Yeah.
It always look good.
I agree with that.
For
I've always
for
wanted
you?
something like that, where it's like I've seen a video and someone's made like it's like Minecraft inspired, like the bookshelves, and it's like that trap door where it like moves, and then you walk in, and then it's like a library. It's like this massive big squared, I guess, box room, and they filled it out like, and it's like a library, and they've got like a spinning chair in the middle. So cool. What would you do?
What
It
would
would
it
be
be for
really
you?
cool to have literally a library. I always thought it'd be so cool to have a library, but it's like kind of like a glamorized office room. So it's like a really fancy office to like motivate me to do work, but it's just like filled with really, really cool things that I love.
I think one of the coolest things I've seen is like, I think it was when we made a Pinterest board, and we were like putting different photos in there, and I think one we saw, it was like someone's staircase. Oh no, that's not what it was. It was no, I think it's in China. No, I'm getting so off topic, but I'm pretty. What I'm thinking of is there's an escalator in the middle, and it's in China. I'm pretty sure it's like one of the biggest libraries ever, and it looks like the books are like hanging off the roof. It's like 6 or 7 stories, and there's like this massive escalator in the middle. I want to go there. We have to go there. Like that. That's like.
Is it like the public library in Seoul, isn't it?
Yeah, it might be. It might
remember
the public library.
Because I'm pretty sure it's like a public space.
Oh, the in China, yeah.
I'm not sure where it was, but I've also seen like a really cool like in a house. It's like a spiral stairway, but then the back of the staircase is
that's what I was originally thinking of,
Yeah.
and then it reminded me of the library.
That they have like a whole.
Yeah.
That's
it's like in South Korea, and you're like,
oh, we're going. We're gonna go there. Oh no.
See?
Yes. Oh my god.
It's a sign.
It is a sign.
We would have never realized
that was in
if we didn't
China.
speak to you.
Oh my god, that's so good. I'm excited. Oh, that's amazing. All right, so we got two on our last 2 questions, and this is kind of just, I guess, like the nice kind of ending segment where kind of share you're given the chance to share some wisdom to the audience, and hopefully they can resonate with what you're saying. So has there been any advice that you've been given, or any advice that I guess you would give, and that you kind of always end up going back to, and no matter what, it always just has rang true to you and like helped you throughout your life?
I think there was this quote. I can't pronounce the name because I don't wanna say anything stupid. But it's like, invest in yourself because like you are your greatest asset. And like at the beginning, I thought, okay, this sounds like a bit stupid. But at the end of the day, that's like so true, because as much as you have like people around you, like no one is coming to like change you, or like no one is coming to save you at the end of the day. Like, it's work that you have to do. So why invest in something else and not yourself? I always feel like, you know what, it kind of resonates, like if you do think about it, that you're like, you're your greatest asset. So, and sometimes we tend to like treat ourselves the worst in comparison to other people, and you're like, that's the worst thing we can do.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, I remember the first time I heard that, and I just went, oh, it's like, I think I didn't quite get it at first. And then over time I started realizing that like you can apply it when you're almost making any decision. It's like, am I doing this for myself? And then you kind of start seeing like silly, I'll say in quotations, silly little things that you go, oh, that's not worth my money. But then if it brings you joy and you know that it makes you really happy, and it's not hurting you and it's not hurting anybody else, you're just investing in yourself. It's like, yeah, me buying Animal Crossing, I'm investing in myself. I'm investing in my mental health.
It's your self-care.
Yeah, literally. And that's the thing. I think so many people, and I've known people that,
oh no.
Oh,
Sorry.
That's fine.
That's so funny.
It's all good. Just everyone is fine. That's the important.
Keeping you on your toes. Our setup is so dodgy. It like the cord doesn't like fit onto like where the things like connected to the computer, because the computer's like on the ground, but the length from the computer, it won't sit on the top. So yeah, we got to balance it on a tripod in front. I just hit the tripod.
You're on a tripod. It lasted until now. That's already like more than enough, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yes. Content creation hacks.
Yeah. Just what I was saying is that so many people don't like actually look into what self-care will actually help them, because of the fear of like wasting money on themselves, which is absolutely not what they're doing. They're literally investing in themselves. And it's like that whole thing of fill up your cup first, because then otherwise you can't pour anything out to anybody else if your cup's empty.
Yeah, it's really important.
And I like recently, whether I was reading a book or something, and it was someone said like the reverse mindset to what we hear most of the time is like, by helping yourself, you're actually helping other people, because it's improving your ability to help others.
Which I think is so underrated. But that's right. If you're happy because you're investing in yourself and helping yourself, you're then going to be more pleasant to be around. You're going to be able to maybe be in the right frame of mind to help someone in need, where like, if you're not investing in yourself, you're being hard on yourself, you're unhappy, then like, you're possibly going to be a bit, not a good energy for other people around you, which I think is like super underrated. It's like not, I guess, highlighted enough in a way to put it.
Yeah, and that's how you end up meeting people and finding people you get along with, and finding opportunities that get you closer to your goals by putting into yourself.
I like that. That's the key takeaway.
Yeah.
Invest in yourself. Make sure you are.
And on a last note, what's something that brings you joy no matter what?
I think my dog. Like, if you would have asked me years ago, I wouldn't have probably like have an answer. But like, she brought me like so much. Even if like most of times, you're like, it's like having a kid beside you, and like, having a whole thing that you have to care for. But like, she's always there, and like, I don't know, it's the kind of like unconditional love that you have for someone that you never thought you could do. So yeah,
I think that's what's so special about pets. I think especially, it's funny. I guess like I'm a dog person. I think cats can still provide the same thing, same like love or relationship, but like there's just something so special about a dog. Like it's very interesting. I don't know what it is, but I think like I think dogs are more similar to humans than cats, like in some weird way. Like, no, am I reaching too hard?
I think that I've never had a cat. I've had dogs my whole life, but I know people who are so passionate about loving cats, and I think that's the whole thing, where you're a dog or you're a cat person, or obviously you can like both. I think cats really suit some people's lifestyles, whereas others, dogs perfectly match their lifestyles. And I think they're a really good difference, actually.
I agree. I think it's just made me think of a little bonus question that I'd like to ask, but I think it'd be fun. If you had to be like, what breed of dog would you think you are? Like, yeah. Which breed, like, I guess, like, yeah, represents you the best?
That's like such a hard. I don't know. I guess I could not be my dog because I do not like to run, or I could never run as fast as her. I guess like something kind of like lazy that you. Oh, maybe like a Dachshund. My sister has one, and it's like, the most like, until a certain time you can talk to him. Like, do not disturb him while he's sleeping, and it's very much like food driven. And it's like, kind of like not barking at everyone, but it's like very vocal in that stuff. And I think, I think I could be a Dachshund. What about you? What would you guys be?
The first thing that came to mind, I have two answers. It's just because I love them so much. I love poodles. There's just something so like magical about poodles. Obviously, it's like the way they get groomed. But if I and you don't see them very often, at least in Australia, like not poodle crosses, just straight poodles with their hair all done. Whenever I've ever seen one, I'm in awe. I think they just look so amazing. Or I love Pomeranians. I love them.
Oh, that's so cute. They're like very, very tiny, but like that. I don't know. There's like kind of like the glam aura they have around, and you're like.
I don't know. I'm not good with dog breeds, but like I think off the top of my head, maybe either a pug or like a Shina Ubu. A Shina Ubi. Shina Uber.
Those ones.
Shina Ubu?
Yeah, Shina Ubu. Okay. Okay, wait. One more time. How do you say it?
I think it's I don't know. Shiba Inu?
Yeah, Shiba Inu.
Yeah.
Or a pug. I think that would probably be like, I feel like the two easiest ways that I can think of.
But you love
staffies,
bulldogs.
but yeah. But wait,
Don't
maybe
they look so cute?
Wait, which one's like? Is it the pug or a bulldog that just like he's kind of like really lazy, and one of them's like really lazy, but they look grumpy, but then they're like really friendly. I thought it was a pug. Maybe it's a bulldog.
Pugs are like.
I thought they were like miniature bulldogs.
Like a French bulldog?
Oh, they kind of look like miniature bulldogs, to be honest.
Yes, I reckon a pug. I'm saying I love that. Yeah. Oh, maybe a bulldog.
Or there's a French bulldog which looks a little bit smaller.
Oh yeah, no. I wasn't thinking that one. I would say yeah. I think I'm gonna stick with the pug and the Shih Tzu, but I don't know now. The bulldog seems like a good choice.
You're gonna be thinking about it for ages now.
Yeah, I've always been like terrible with dog breeds. Like I love dogs, but it's find it so hard to like memorize them. It was so funny. Before we like moved down here, we started going to like I guess it's a beach. So where near where we work, there's a beach, and then there's an opposite side of the beach, and it's kind of like a creek, but it connects to the beach, and it's like a dog beach. So it was like the one side of it that was like dog friendly, and we started going there heaps before we moved down here, and it was great. You just see like every type of dog, and they just like run up to you and come into the water and try and play with you. And I learned so many names of breeds of dogs. It was great. It was great. She knows all of them.
I don't know why. I think it's because I've always like growing up, my parents always had dogs, and they've had quite a few different types of dogs. And I had like as a kid, I had like a book that had all the different dog breed names, and I just love dogs, and they all look so different as well.
Yeah. I'm just silly. They look the same to me.
If it's something you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah. That's true.
It's like
that's true.
Cats. I've got no idea. I know like a few cat breeds, but not many.
That's like I remember I thought a corgi, a Pomeranian, and a Chihuahua. I thought they were all the same thing. Like I knew they were all under the umbrella of a Chihuahua because I like only seen or heard of a Chihuahua, but then like I had like seen or heard like the Pomeranian or corgi, and I was like, oh yeah. And then like I like said, oh, that must be a Chihuahua, and it was like, no, that's a Pomeranian. It's like, oh, this is too difficult. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and I'm sure the audience has loved to get to know you a bit more. And I hope you've had fun, and it's been a really great time. Thank you so much for being a part of this episode and our journey with this podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.